Hello and welcome to Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. We've got a great show lined up today for you. We're going to start it off with Kelly Gibson. Kelly is the chairman of the Kelly Gibson Foundation. Everybody knows Kelly Gibson as a PGA Tour player representing New Orleans from the New Orleans area for so many years, and now he's really doing a lot in the community to give back. Kevin Gardere, we've had Kevin on the show so many times. Kevin is the executive director of development for Bridge House. They just do an incredibly wonderful job, and during this holiday season, he's got some programs he's going to be talking about. Their Christmas dinner is coming up. Dawn Bradley-Fletcher is new to the show. She is the executive director of New Orleans Women's and Children's Shelter. She's going to be talking about their programs and what they're involved in. And Rob Lalka is new to the show as well. He is the director of strategy and partnership for Propeller. It's an organization where you can win a lot of money if you've got some programs that you want to pitch and promote, and he'll tell you more about how you can get involved in doing that. So a wonderful show. Again, thank you so much for being with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. It's always a pleasure to have in the studio Kelly Gibson. Kelly is a good friend to Cox, a good friend to the New Orleans community, and chairman of the Kelly Gibson Foundation. Kelly, welcome. Thanks for being here. Always love having you in the studio. You bring an air of excitement to the program. We appreciate that. You're the only guest we have to pay.
Oh, no, really.
I'm just kidding. Kelly, great career on PGA Tour, and everybody knows with being from New Orleans and all that. But honestly, I think you've really found your niche right now with what you give back to the community. And it all started after Katrina.
It did, Steve. First off, let me say thanks for having me on today. This is our 10th year for our foundation to be in existence. We started right after Katrina. We were originally called Feed the Relief, and we responded to some of the early needs of first responders. And a few years ago, we kind of segued out of that into doing some children's athletic programming. We changed the name of the Kelly Gibson Foundation, and now we produce about 22 junior golf tournaments a year. It's been really exciting to be a part of it. It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
Well, and Kelly, you had so much success with the PGA Tour. I honestly think you've had just as much success, if not more, with what you're doing in the community. I mean, all the programs that you're involved in. And, you know, a lot of people associate you with golf, and a lot of these programs are, they're golf related, but it's more than golf that you're involved in with these community programs.
It really is. We're expanding as a foundation. We also participate in some military initiatives. We just did a tournament in this past November on November 11th, Birdies for the Brave event. Very successful. We've raised a considerable amount of money that has helped a number of different charities. So we're involved in that. We also participate in the Crest City Classic, which is always held in April. And that has given us a broader outreach to touch even more different communities, different charities. So we're trying to look strategically at different ways to grow. We've got a great staff. Randy Mason is our executive director. He does a phenomenal job. And we have Nicole Azevedo and Jenna at the office. They do phenomenal work. So we're really trying to grow and be strategic in our mission. And
Kelly, one of the things that you're so successful at, you've got a big golf tournament, the All-State Sugar Bowl, it's the Tommy Moore Invitational. Yeah. This is the 6th year that you've been involved in this, if I'm not mistaken.
This is actually our 5th year. 6th year of doing athletic programming for golf related. But the 5th year that we're hosting this event, it's a national tournament.
Huge event.
Yeah, it's a huge event. We partner with All-State Sugar Bowl. This year it will be at English Turn on December 28th and 29th.
And you get from all over the state, all over the country?
All over the country. So we'll have about 10 or 12 states represented this year. We get kids all the way from New York, New Jersey, Oklahoma, Arizona, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas.
That is incredible.
And the kids come here to compete during the holiday season, and it really attracts, it's opportunity for us to showcase New Orleans, one, to have a platform to showcase really talented young kids who are trying to get to the next level, collegiate level. the college coaches come in to watch. It's great exposure for All-State Sugar Bowl Committee, they do wonderful things for amateur sports in the New Orleans area. So it's a great opportunity for us to be a part of a national event.
Yeah. And Kelly, as we wrap up, it's for 5 years you were a Cox ambassador, did a great job working with us. We still have a relationship and a partnership that I'm so proud to be a part of. We got a few more guests. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. It is always a pleasure, an honor to have Kevin Gardere on the show. Kevin is the Executive Director of Development for Bridge House. Kevin, just love having you on the show. You're just such an incredible guy. And of all the organizations that we have the opportunity to come on the show, I mean, you're one guy who gives heart, soul, and everything to Bridge House. It's just a great organization. I just know you guys recently had a great Thanksgiving homeless luncheon that you came off of. Congratulations on the success with that. Yeah. What I'd like to do, and we're going to talk about an event you've got coming up, but let's talk about the mission of Bridge House, because there's so many things that you guys are involved in.
Exactly, yeah. We are a long-term residential substance abuse treatment facility for the homeless, indigent, uninsured, and or unemployed. We get quite a few phone calls for our services. We have 154 licensed beds, and we stay filled. We treat over 650 people a year.
That's just an incredible number.
It is. It is. I mean, you know, we have great people that are working with us, not just at Bridge House, Grace House, but some of the community partners such as Cox that allow us to do that, because you know, if we just relied on government funding, it would probably be 200 as opposed to 650. Yeah. But with our thrift store, our car lot, and then events.
And you guys do an awesome job of just raising money through all the community events you're involved in. I mean, you really have some first-class community events, and you guys, it seems like you're always doing something. So with that, I mean, I just saw the Thanksgiving homeless thing you had. You have your Christmas, homeless Christmas coming up. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so the Sunday before Christmas, on December 20th, we are having the Christmas Homeless Day dinner, where homeless individuals come to us. They get a traditional holiday meal, you know, the turkey, the stuffing, the gravy, cranberry, all that. But we also give out clothing, and we also give out toiletries. If there is a kid, you know, which really we don't get many, we might have a couple of presents around. So, but you know, it has increased since we moved it from actually on Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day. We used to have them, but there's quite a few organizations doing it now.
Sure.
And the turnout for the homeless population was getting low, real low, so we decided to give them another special day.
How is this something that, I mean, how do you get people how do people participate in this? Is it just first come, first served till things run out, or?
You know, there's two things. There's the homeless population, and then there's the volunteers. Volunteers, we literally have to turn people away. There's so many people that want to help.
Really?
During Thanksgiving and Christmas. And but then the homeless people, we're doing this. The main reason we're doing this is not so they can have another nice meal. It's to let them know if they have a problem with alcohol or drugs and need treatment, we're here for them. I mean, they are number one priority. If somebody's living on the street and they come to us and need help, you know,
this is the way to get them in. I mean, this is the way to let them know if you need help, here's a place to come.
It is. We really want to make them aware of what we do, and a lot of them know what we're doing, and we also know that a lot of people living on the streets and are homeless have a problem with substance abuse.
And then, real quick on the dinner, where's it going to be held at?
It's going to be held at 1160 Camp Street, which is right on Camp and Calliope.
Hours are?
The hours are from 11 to 1. We'll be feeding. Volunteers are coming at 10, but we are filled with volunteers, but still need food, money.
And that's what I was going to ask. You've got volunteers, but food and things like that,
food, toiletries, always need toiletries. And then cash donations, because we will actually, you know, go to Restaurant Depot a few times or some other place.
Kevin, they're wrapping me up, but again, just an incredible organization, just for the holidays. Bridge House is just a wonderful organization to give your time, energy, and effort to. And like Kevin said, if you've got food and items that you can help donate, they would greatly appreciate that. Stay with us. We got a few more guests. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. We are so proud to have Dawn Bradley-Fletcher with us. Dawn is the Executive Director for the New Orleans Women's and Children's Shelter. Dawn, thank you so much for being here. I think it's the first time for you guys to be on the show.
It's my first time being on the show,
Great.
and I'm glad to be here.
Hey, let's talk about the shelter and, the mission of the organization, what you guys do, who you reach out to, and things like that.
Okay, so the New Orleans Women and Children's Shelter started after Katrina in 2007. Since then, we've served over 750 women and children.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, is that just New Orleans only, or the New Orleans region?
No, it's the metropolitan area.
All right.
We were formerly in the upper 9th Ward, and we moved to another location. We're in Central City, New Orleans right now. Basically, our mission is to help homeless women and their children escape poverty and move to a life of stability. And we do that a number of ways. When our women move into the shelter with their families, we immediately link them into case management and begin to work on goals for their family.
Oh, awesome. Now, do you do housing for families and things like that as well?
Housing meaning?
Overnight and
Yes,
and
yes. We're a transitional facility, so our families stay there for periods of time. We don't have a time frame on how long they can stay there. We want to make sure when you move out with your kids, you're moving out in a place on your own, and
That's
you're
awesome.
not going back to being homeless again.
What about things like people, and the holiday season, it seems to always bring this out in people, volunteering. Volunteerism is great. We wish people would do that all the time, year round, but the holiday season really brings it out. Do you need volunteers to come into the organization and help you guys with what you're doing?
Yes, we always welcome volunteers to come in. We have several groups who come in on a regular basis and do different things with the kids or the families. We have Tulane who come in and provide medical services, and then we have someone who comes in to simply answer the phone. So there's a number of things that volunteers can do. So we always recommend call the shelter, and I'll put them in contact with the person they need to speak to.
And we'll put this on the screen. Your website is www.nowcs.org. All the information about the center can be found on the website, and things that people can volunteer and sign up for possibly?
Right, you can find all the information there. Right now, we're actually running a campaign for our Children's Sheltering Fund, and we're asking people to go there and make a donation.
Awesome.
All of the donations are actually matched by the Oscar J. Thomas Foundation.
Oh, that's great. What about things like clothing and donations of that sort?
We do accept clothing, we accept donations. We generally have a wish list, so we only accept things that we need at the time. It may be toilet paper or paper towels or toiletry items, but we do have a list of what we accept as donations. So again, you can visit the website or just call the shelter directly.
That's awesome. Dawn, thank you so much for taking time to be on the show. Happy holidays to you and the folks at the shelter. Most importantly, thank you for what you're doing for the community. We greatly appreciate that. We need more organizations like that. So thank you for your heart and your kindness and for what you're doing. We've got one more guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Again, thank you so much for being a part of the show today. Our final guest is Rob Lalka. Rob is the Director of Strategy, a partnership for Propeller organization. And Rob, this is the first time that we've had you guys on the show. Welcome. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us about Propeller, and because you're new to the show, what exactly is the mission of the organization? Who do you reach out to and things like that?
Sure. So Propeller is a nonprofit that focuses on social enterprises. Now, these are businesses or nonprofits that solve social problems, but that are also trying to do things that will either make money or be able to bring in a long-term revenue stream for their nonprofit. And so we focus on four main sectors. That's food, water, education, and healthcare.
And with that, you've got like 3 big events coming up in December and January, so if you can talk about those.
We do. We have a demo day, which is also going to be our holiday party, and so we'd love to have folks come to that. And then we have a deadline that's coming up actually while this show is airing during this week. And so go online and you can go to gopropeller.org, which will you can see where you can apply to pitch your ideas to solve community problems. And so it's called Pitch NOLA Community Solutions, which means we're really open to any ideas about a problem you see here in New Orleans that you want to solve that you can then get up there on stage and possibly win $10,000.
Now, is there a limit of how many people can sign up to do that? I mean, is there like a qualifying for that, or?
There's an application process, but we found that this is our sort of all call for opportunities across the entire city. And so we have a incubator program that we do in the fall that folks can apply for with just an inkling of idea to solve a problem in one of those 4 sectors I mentioned. Or this is the opportunity to sort of solve any problem that you see in the community that focuses on workforce development, social justice, pretty much anything in your neighborhood that you think would be able to make a difference, especially if you can get that $10,000 and that would be able to help you fulfill that vision.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And Rob, your website, again, and you said it, it's gopropeller.org.
That's right.
All information about Propeller can be found on the website. You mentioned the application.
Yep.
The deadline is December the 9th. Okay. So
yeah,
we want
for
to make
the program that'll be January 28th is when we're doing that competition. But we do this throughout the year.
Okay.
And so we do.
So you'll have other contests going on throughout the year as well.
That's it.
Everyone's $10,000, or?
Yeah, exactly. And so we did one with 4.0 schools. Matt Candler and the great folks over there partnered with us. This one's with Tulane University, and so we're really excited about that. And then we also have, in addition to the accelerator program and these pitch nights, we have a growth program. And so that deadline's coming up as well in the next couple of weeks. And that's for companies that are doing really well or nonprofits that are doing really well, but they're ready to grow. And they want to expand their impact. Again, in those 4 sectors that we're focused on, we're going to try and help you to raise money or to raise investment so that you can expand your operations and hopefully have even more impact here in New Orleans and further.
Rob, that is incredible. How long have you guys been doing this?
So Propeller started about 4 to 5 years ago. It started actually even before that as sort of a community group called Social Entrepreneurs of New Orleans, CENO. And so then we eventually grew. Andrea Chen, who's our executive director, led us from a 1-person, 2-person, and then now we're up to 11 people. And so it's been terrific.
Rob, that is awesome. And thank you so much for being on the show. Please continue to come back from time to time, talk about other programs that are coming up, opportunities for people to get involved with this. We greatly appreciate it. Happy holidays to you. You've been watching Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Happy holidays.